What if I told you the secret to soothing your aching joints might be hidden in your fruit bowl, but not in the way you think? Have you been diligently snacking on fresh fruits, thinking you're doing your body a favor, only to find your arthritis flaring up? It sounds strange, but some of those innocent-looking fruits could be sneaky saboteurs, quietly worsening your symptoms. Surprised? You're not alone. Today, we're uncovering the unexpected truth about 15 fruits that might be fueling your pain. Curious to see if your favorites are on the list? Stay tuned because your joint relief might just depend on it. Number 1. Oranges. Let's start with a shocker. Oranges. I know you're thinking, aren't oranges the golden champions of vitamin C? Yes, oranges are fantastic for your immune system, but here's the twist. They're also highly acidic. For some people, that acidity is like adding fuel to a fire when it comes to joint inflammation. Imagine your joints are like a calm lake. Pour in some orange juice and suddenly it's more like a bubbling hot spring. If you're waking up with stiff joints after your morning orange juice, this might just be your first sneaky culprit. Number 2. Grapefruits. Next up is the somewhat divisive grapefruit. You either love its tangy bitterness or you're still scarred from that diet your aunt swore by in the 90s. Here's the deal. Grapefruits are also quite acidic. For some folks, that acidity is a recipe for joint discomfort, especially if you're prone to inflammation. And if you're on certain medications, like blood thinners, grapefruits can interact in ways that might make your arthritis symptoms worse. It's like inviting drama into your diet. So before adding those grapefruit segments to your breakfast, think twice about how your joints will feel about it. Number 3. Tomatoes. Yes, you heard that right, tomatoes are technically a fruit. If you're a fan of fresh salads, salsas, or pasta sauces, this might be tough to swallow. Tomatoes belong to the nightshade family, which also includes peppers, potatoes, and eggplants. Some people with arthritis find these foods can aggravate their symptoms due to a compound called solanine. It's a bit like having a neighbor who loves to throw noisy parties. You just can't get a break. If you notice more snap, crackle, and pop in your joints after that big spaghetti dinner, tomatoes might be to blame. Number 4. Mangoes. Mangoes, the sweet, juicy kings of summer. But here's the bittersweet truth. Mangoes are loaded with natural sugars. And while natural sugars are better than refined sugars, too much sugar of any kind can increase inflammation. It's like inviting that friend over who always brings dessert, great in small doses. But over time, it starts to add up. If you're noticing more swelling in your joints after indulging in a mango smoothie, it might be time to rethink your fruit strategy. Number 5. Cherries. This one might surprise you, cherries. While they're often celebrated for their anti-inflammatory properties, especially tart cherries, the sweeter varieties can pack quite the sugar punch. And that sugar can lead to inflammation, counteracting any potential benefits. Think of cherries as a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde situation. They're sweet and seem friendly, but can have a dark side if you're not careful. If you're reaching for cherries to snack on, maybe pair them with a handful of nuts to balance out that sugar spike. Number 6. Pineapples. Pineapples are a bit of a tricky one. On one hand, they're loaded with vitamin C and bromelain, an enzyme that has anti-inflammatory properties. On the other hand, they're also very acidic. It's a bit like juggling fire. Sometimes you impress the crowd, and other times you get burned. If you've noticed more inflammation or discomfort after enjoying a tropical fruit salad, it could be the pineapple's acidity doing a number on your joints. Moderation is key here. Number 7. Bananas. We all love a good banana, the ultimate on-the-go snack. But did you know bananas are also quite high in natural sugars and carbohydrates? That quick energy boost comes at a price, spiking your blood sugar levels, which can lead to increased inflammation. If you're eating bananas by the bunch, it's time to consider swapping in a lower sugar fruit every now and then. Your joints might thank you for the break from the constant sugar roller coaster. Number 8. Grapes. Grapes might be small, but they can be a big problem when it comes to arthritis. These bite-sized snacks are high in natural sugars, which, as we've discussed, can lead to inflammation. Plus, they're so easy to eat by the handful, it's hard to keep track of how many you've had. It's like when you tell yourself you'll just have a couple of potato chips. Next thing you know, the bag is empty. The same goes for grapes. Try to limit your portions to avoid overdoing it on the sugar front. Number 9. Figs. Figs are often touted for their fiber content and ability to aid digestion, but they're also high in oxalates. Oxalates are natural compounds found in many foods that can sometimes lead to kidney stones and may contribute to joint pain in people sensitive to them. Think of oxalates as that annoying song that gets stuck in your head, hard to get rid of and not always welcome. If you love figs but notice your joints are complaining, it might be worth cutting back. Number 10. Dates. Dates are like nature's candy, sweet, chewy, and packed with natural sugars. While they're great in moderation, eating too many can lead to a spike in blood sugar levels, which, as we know, can increase inflammation. If you're snacking on dates like they're going out of style, remember they might be sweet, but your joints might not find them so charming. Number 11. Plums. Plums are another fruit that can cause trouble for those managing arthritis. They're high in fructose, a type of sugar that can cause inflammation if consumed in large quantities. If your joints feel a bit more achy after enjoying a few too many plums, you might want to consider swapping them out for a lower sugar option like berries. Number 12. Kiwi. Kiwi might be small, but they pack a punch, both in flavor and in oxalate content. Like figs, kiwis contain oxalates, which can contribute to joint pain in some people. It's a bit like the tiny chihuahua that thinks it's a Great Dane, small but mighty, and sometimes more trouble than it's worth. Number 13. Pomegranates. Pomegranates are rich in antioxidants, which are generally great for reducing inflammation. However, they're also high in natural sugars, which can counteract those benefits. It's a bit like wearing a raincoat with a hole in it. It works, until it doesn't. Enjoy pomegranates in moderation and keep an eye on how they affect your joints. Number 14. Cranberries. Cranberries are often praised for their health benefits, especially when it comes to urinary tract health. But their high acidity can be harsh on your joints, especially if you're prone to inflammation. And don't forget, cranberry juice often comes loaded with added sugars, which can lead to more inflammation. If you're thinking about adding cranberries to your diet, stick with fresh, unsweetened ones. Or better yet, enjoy a different fruit altogether. Number 15. Canned or preserved fruits. Last but not least, let's talk about canned or preserved fruits. These often come with a hefty dose of added sugars and preservatives, both of which can contribute to inflammation and exacerbate arthritis symptoms. If you're craving something sweet, fresh fruit is always the better option. Your joints will thank you for skipping the extra sugars and chemicals. And there you have it, 15 fruits that could be quietly working against your arthritis relief. Remember, it's all about balance and understanding how your body reacts to different foods. Not every fruit is a villain, but being mindful of what you eat can make a world of difference in managing your symptoms. If you've got any fruit tips or personal experiences, drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more tips on living your healthiest life. Stay well, and see you next time.